Okay, I think I'm live. I have been struggling with my audio. Hopefully, this audio is better. Let me just pull up the stream here. Okay, just like to make sure I have the stream up. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome back. I'm gonna adjust my camera a little bit. Why did I do that? That's gonna be on this channel forever, and then I'm gonna look back and be like, why did I do that? Anyway, hi, I am not in my regular location because I am dog sitting for a friend. You will probably see the dog. The dog is sleeping, never mind. Hi everyone, so welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing my GRE scores. So if you follow me on TikTok, you'll know that I posted a short talking about how I did really badly on my practice GRE. And so I want to make that better. I want to review it, and I want to take the actual GRE test to see how much Lumi can help me improve. Now, I don't know how well it's going to go, but I did find the testing center. It's in Brooklyn, so I'm going to go take it at some point. Tonight, what I'm going to be doing is reviewing all the questions I got wrong with Lumi. And I guess my goal here is to really show that this platform I've created can really help you with math. It can help improve your test grade, your scores, whatever you're working on in math. So just gonna jump right into it. I actually have all the screenshots of all the problems that I attempted. Not that first one at the bottom. I know you saw the first one at the bottom. Not that one. That one was me misreading the problem. Nothing math related. This one is more math related. So I'm gonna start with this problem, and then we're gonna go through all the problems tonight. I want to get through all of them before I go to bed, just to make sure that, I don't know. I feel better when I go through all the problems. Kind of like reviewing games when you play games. Whatever, okay. Lumi is ready.
Hey Jin, welcome back. I see you've uploaded an exponential equation problem with a system to solve. This looks like a really nice problem that combines exponential properties with systems of equations. What part of this problem would you like help with? Are you stuck on getting started, or is there a specific step that's tripping you up?
Hey Lumi. So this is for the GRE practice test that I took. Tonight we're going to go through all of the questions I got wrong and figure out why I got them wrong. For this one, I was trying to use like logs to undo the bases, but I ended up with like log base 5 of x plus y and then log base 3 and I actually had no idea what I was doing. So can we start from the top and just work through the problem together?
GRE practice review. Great approach. I totally understand why logs seemed like the move, but there's actually a cleaner path here. Let me show you the key insight that makes this problem way easier. Here are our two equations. The trick is noticing that 125 and 1/9 can both be rewritten as powers with the same base. Look at the first equation. Can you express 125 as 5 to some power?
One oh it's 5 to the third power, right? I mean, obviously.
Exactly. So now we have 5 to the x plus y equals 5 to the third. Here's the beautiful part. When you have the same base on both sides, what can you conclude about the exponents?
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. And I think I know what you're going to do for the next one. So this is really just x plus y equals 3.
Perfect. Now what about the second equation? Can you rewrite 1/9 as 3 to some power?
Yeah. I can actually skip ahead a little bit there. That one's going to be x minus 3y equals negative 3. Or sorry, no. Equals negative 2, negative 2.
Yes, negative 2 is right. 1/9 is 3 to the negative 2. Now you've got a nice simple system of linear equations. How do you want to solve this? Substitution or elimination?
I mean, we should just do substitution. I feel like I was working with substitution with one of my students earlier, so let's just do that. So I would take the first equation and subtract y, and I get x equals 3 minus y, and then plug that into the second one.
Perfect. Now let's substitute that into the second equation. What do you get when you replace x with 3 minus y in x minus 3y equals negative 2?
Wait, I'm a little bit ahead of you. Sorry, I'm skipping ahead. So the equation eventually will work out to negative 4y equals negative 5.
Exactly right. You combined negative y and negative 3y to get negative 4y, then subtracted 3 from both sides. Now what's y?
Y is just 5 over 4, or 1 and 1/4.
Perfect. That's it. Y equals 5/4 or 1.25. So here's the key insight you missed during the test. Instead of reaching for logs, you just rewrite both sides as powers with matching bases. Then the exponents have to be equal. That turns those gnarly exponentials into a simple linear system. Does that approach make sense now?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I should actually write that in my GRE prep book. One second, I'm gonna get my notebook and I'm gonna write that down. And then yeah, can you close the whiteboard so I can do the second one?
Absolutely. Take your time to write that down. It's a super valuable strategy for the GRE. When you're ready with the next problem, just let me know and we'll jump into it.
Okay, problem one done. I made that. I didn't. Okay, obviously, these are okay. Whatever. It's fine. Problem one done. I'm glad that. Okay, I got this one wrong. So I will admit, I feel like for this one, I kind of just got lazy and I didn't. I just didn't do the calculations correctly. I kind of half-assed it. Uh, but I will do the calculations correctly now. I'm just gonna put a pillow here so I can. My leg is falling asleep. Okay, nice. Here we go.
Hey Jin, welcome back. I see you've got the second problem ready. This one's about average temperatures across countries with that data table. I can see you selected 15%, but the answer was 35%. What was your approach on this one? Walk me through what you were thinking when you tackled it.
So I can't see the problem. Can you bring up the whiteboard and write the problem down, and then I can walk you through my approach?
Perfect. There's all the data. Now walk me through what you did. How did you approach finding what percent greater E and F were compared to all the other categories?
Okay. So, okay, I do remember this one. So, what I did first was I added up all the countries, right? Like, I added all the numbers 9, 34, 20, 18, 50, 60. And then I did 50 plus 60 over that number. And then I added up all the other countries over the total. And then I subtracted the two fractions and found the percent.
Ah, interesting approach. Let me write that out so we can see what happened. So you calculated over the total, then over the total, then subtracted those fractions. Let me show you what that gives us, and then we'll figure out why it didn't match the question. So your calculation gave you 15%, which makes sense based on your method. But here's the key question. When the problem asks what percent greater is E and F than all other categories, what are we actually comparing E and F?
Aren't we comparing the percent that E and F are to the percent that everything else is?
Good instinct, but here's the subtle difference. The question asks what percent greater, not what's the difference in their percentages. Let me give you a real-world example. If I have $81 and you have $110, how much more money do you have than me?
Oh, man, I didn't do subtraction. It's like $40. Like I have 40 more dollars than you.
Ah, close. It's $29. But perfect, you went straight to subtraction. Now, if I ask what percent more money do you have than me, what would you do with that $29?
I would find what percent. Wait, I I have no idea. I don't know.
No worries. This is totally reasonable to be confused about. Here's the key insight. When we say what percent greater, we're asking 29 is what percent of 81. Think of it this way. You have $29 more than my $81. To find what percent increase that is, we compare the extra amount to the original baseline. What operation would you use to find 29 is what percent of 81?
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, I would do this in a really stupid way, and I know this is really stupid, where I would find 1% of 81, which is 0.81, and then I would multiply that by 29.
Wait, hold on. Let's think about that. If 1% of 81 is 0.81, and you multiply that by 29, what would that give you? Walk me through the logic. What would 29 times 0.81 represent?
That would represent 29% of 81.
Exactly. But we're trying to find 29 as what percent of 81, not what 29% of 81 is. Those are flipped questions. So what operation would directly answer 29 is what percent of 81?
Oh, okay, yeah. I see what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. We would have to do 29 divided by 81, and that would give us the percentage.
Perfect. There it is, 35%. So the key difference between what you did and the correct approach, you compared E and F to the total and subtracted percentages. The correct way is to find the difference in the raw numbers. Then ask what percent that difference is of the baseline group. The formula for what percent greater is always difference divided by original times 100. Does that distinction make sense now?
It's difference divided by original times 100.
Exactly. That's the formula you want to remember for the GRE. Whenever you see what percent greater than, you're finding how much bigger the new amount is as a percentage of the baseline. Write that formula down in your prep book. It'll save you on test day. Does everything make sense with this problem now? Or do you have any questions before we move on?
Wait, no, okay, hold on, wait, but we should solve the problem, right? So in this case, since we're finding the percent greater, would it be 110 minus 81 times 100?
We actually just solved it. Look back up at the whiteboard. We already calculated 110 minus 81 equals 29. Then 29 divided by 81 equals 35.8%. That's the answer. The question is asking E and F compared to all other categories, so the original baseline is the 81 countries in A, B, C, and D. Make sense?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what it was? It's because I saw a difference, but it didn't click in my head that that was the 110 minus 81. Yeah, yeah. So it's 110 minus 81. That's the difference divided by the original, which is 81, because we're looking for the percent greater, times 100, which gives us the 35.8. Yes. Okay, okay. I got it. I got it.
Perfect! You nailed it! The key insight is identifying which group is the original or baseline. In this case, it's the 81 countries you're comparing against. Your original approach of comparing percentages of the total was mathematically sound, just answered a different question. Ready to tackle the next GRE problem? Or do you want to write this down first?
No, that's good. Yeah. Can you close the whiteboard and I'll load the next problem? Oh, what? Did the conversation end? That's weird. I've never seen the conversation just end itself before, but all right, that's fine. Uh, oh, someone. Sorry, got a text message. Oh, wait, no. Okay, that's so. I can't believe I messed that up on. Wait, no, I don't want to. I don't want to ask this one. Lumi's, Lumi's gonna be like, bro, I, I actually okay. I think I know what I did wrong here. I was being lazy, so I'm gonna describe my method, and Lumi's gonna be like, yep, you were just being lazy. So don't do that again. Uh, I know what I did wrong here. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I can't believe I didn't remember difference divided by original time. Like that's so obvious. Okay. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's like turning off. Wait, did I run out of minutes? No, I still have. What? Why didn't it? Why isn't it? That's so weird. Um, I know that there's sometimes connection issues. When so I've come across this issue before where sometimes this is connected through something called a WebSocket, and I think sometimes the WebSocket connection isn't fully closed or like something happens with the connection to the AI model, and so it can't reconnect. I might just have to sign out and sign back in, but we'll see. We'll see. It should be fine though. The emphasis on the word should be. Also, I feel like I'm slouching. I'm like not in my normal space, so I have to sit and do this, but you know, it's fine. How's everyone going? I don't know if I have anyone in the stream. I'm looking at the chat, but I see the chat is empty, so I don't think anyone is watching, but Hello, emptiness. Should I say? I should feel like I should not joke like that. Uh, I'm doing well. I'm a bit tired. I've been working a lot, and yeah, it's fun though. It's fun. I genuinely I can't see myself doing anything else. I want to do this for as long as I can, uh, unless it's not fruitful. In which case, I would just go back into teaching. But I would much rather do this. I think for the rest of my life, maybe. I was thinking about that today. Wait, this is taking an unusually long time. Should I refresh? Should I sign out and back in? Hmm. Sometimes it does take a minute, but the fact that it like disconnected by itself, that's something I've that like is that rarely happens. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Nice. Just need to wait a little bit. Okay, it should be fine. Should be fine. No? That's so strange. Okay, I'm just gonna sign out and back in. And oh, you know what? It does need a second to create the memories though. So Lumi has a feature where after every time you sign out, Lumi will take the conversation you had and create memories of that conversation. Uh, so I'm gonna hope that the memories here are still created. I don't know. I don't really know what happens if you enable a conversation again once the memories are being created. So I guess we'll see today. We'll see. Thank you, all of no one, for your patience. I was gonna say like for your patience, but maybe someone is watching. Hello, person watching. I hope you're having fun. I'm genuinely having fun. I'm learning a lot. So
Hey Jin, welcome back. I see you've uploaded a statistics problem about finding the median temperature category. I can see you picked D, but the answer is E. Let me help you understand why. What part of finding the median is tricky here? Is it the concept of what a median is, or the process of figuring out which category it falls into?
no. I think I actually know what I did wrong here. Let me try to explain. So we're looking for the median, which is the middle number when the numbers are in order, but and the numbers are already in order. So we really just have to cross them out one at a time from each side until we get to the middle. And maybe I just crossed out incorrectly.
Good thinking. You've got the right concept, crossing out from both sides to find the middle. But here's the key question. When you're crossing out, how many countries are you crossing out at each step? Are you crossing out one country at a time? Or are you crossing out entire categories?
Oh, it's one at a time. So I can't see the table too well, but I think the first one has three countries. So I'd cross off three of that one, and then in the last part of the table it says 60. So I would drop that from 60 to 57.
Exactly, you've got the right idea. Actually, category A has 9 countries, but your crossing out method is spot on. Let me show you this visually so we can track where the median lands. It'll make it much clearer. Here's what we have. So if we cross off 9 from the bottom and 9 from the top, category A is gone and F still has 51 countries left. What should we do next?
So now we cross off 34 countries, which will get rid of country B, and then we subtract 34 from 51, which gets us 17.
Perfect. Let me add that to our work. Great. So now A and B are completely crossed out and F has 17 left. What's next? We still have C, D, E to work with in the middle and 17 countries left in F at the top.
Well, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? So, like, we cross off 20 countries for country C, and then the 17 for F would be gone, and then three more would be gone from country category E, so that would drop that to 47.
Exactly. So now we've crossed off A, B, F completely, and C is gone too. We have category D and category E. What's our next move?
I mean, I think we can imply that it's category E just because we'll have to cross off category D completely. It's 18. And since there's 47 left in E, the only letters we'll be left with to cross off is an E. So E obviously is the median. And I was just lazy, I think, and didn't. I think I tried to eyeball this one, and I think that's why I got it wrong. I promise on the real test I won't do that. I'll actually cross it off.
Exactly! You nailed it! When you eyeball it, category D like it might be the middle, but the crossing off method shows you the truth. D gets completely eliminated, and the median lands somewhere in E. That's the beauty of actually working through it systematically, instead of guessing. You've totally got this concept down now. Does this all make sense?
Yeah, can you clear the whiteboard and close it? I'll upload the next problem.
All cleared. Ready for the next one. Go ahead and upload it.
Okay, that one was easy. I didn't even need to write anything down because it's so obvious. I teach my students that method all the time. I was just lazy. I shouldn't do that. I should take it way more seriously than that. I think this the next problem. This is the median one, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's this one. Hey, we're getting through these like relatively quickly, I would say. Sorry, I keep looking down. If you're there watching me, I keep looking down because I keep wanting to make sure I'm paying attention to the chat, in case anyone has questions or wants me to do a problem specifically with Lumi on the on the screen. I do like when people give me problems they're working on and we work on it together. Okay.
Hey Jin, I see you've got another problem here. This one about country two's temperature using a ratio. I can see you selected B, and it looks like that's correct. Were you checking your work, or did you want to walk through the problem to make sure you understand the concept?
Uh, I didn't select B. I think I selected D, and I got this one wrong. But can we just go through this one together? Because I don't think I did this one right anyway.
Absolutely. Let's work through it together. Here's what we know. The ratio of country two's temperature to country one's temperature is 2 to 3. Country 1 is 12 degrees Celsius. So how would you set up an equation to find country two's temperature?
Wait, what was country one? Sorry, you didn't write it down, and I like. Sorry, can you write it down?
Of course. There it is. Country 1 is 12 degrees Celsius. So now, how would you set up an equation to find country two's temperature using that 2 to 3 ratio?
Wait, this just means that 2 to 3 equals x to 12, no?
Exactly. You set it up perfectly. So we have 2 over 3 equals x over 12. Now how do we solve for x?
I mean, do we really even need to? If the denominator becomes 12, we can just multiply 2 times 4 and get 8.
Perfect. That's brilliant mental math. You multiplied 3 by 4 to get 12, so you multiply 2 by 4 to get 8. So country two's temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. Now, which temperature category does 8 degrees fall into when you look at the table?
Hold on, I need to like look at the table. Oh, that's not the table. I thought it would have pulled up here. Hold on, give me 1 second.
No worries. I just wrote out all the categories for you. So we found that country 2 is 8 degrees Celsius. Which category range does 8 fall into?
I got this one wrong. How did I get this one wrong? It's B. How on earth did I get this one wrong? That's so crazy. I shouldn't have gotten this wrong.
You're absolutely right. It is B. But wait, you said you selected D originally, right? Let me show you what might have happened. When you first set up the problem, did you maybe flip the ratio? Like, did you accidentally do 3 over 2 instead of 2 over 3?
Oh, you know what? Maybe. Let me check my work.
Good idea. What did you write down when you first solved it?
My notes are so messy. I have no idea. I that's probably what I did. I'm gonna note to just pay attention to the position of ratios because this is the second problem actually you and I have worked on where I mixed up the ratio with something.
That's a great observation. Yeah, if you flipped it to 3 over 2, you'd get 18 degrees Celsius, which falls in category D. That's exactly what you picked. The key is really paying attention to which value is on top in the ratio. Country 2 to country 1 means country 2 goes on top. Does this all make sense now?
Yes, it does. Thank you. You can close the whiteboard and I'll upload the next problem. Did, it says you're loading. Are you loading?
All cleared. Geared. I'm ready whenever you are. Go ahead and upload the next problem.
Ah, okay. That was weird. It like said loading. Okay. Uh, I like. I really don't think I flipped the ratios there. I feel like I don't know, but I got it wrong, so I must have. Okay, three more problems. Here we go. I was actually thinking this was gonna take a couple of hours, uh, but if it only takes 40 minutes, that's great. I'm actually really tired. I would love to go to sleep, but I want to figure out why I got these problems wrong because you can see that one. I feel like that one I would have gotten wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the time pressure or something.
Hey Jin, I see you've got a ratio problem here. If the ratio of x to y is 4 times the ratio of y to x, then y divided by x could be. This one's interesting because it involves ratios of ratios. What's your first thought on how to set this up? Do you want to work through it together from scratch? Or did you already try something?
Hey Lumi, so I actually I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I had no idea how to set this up. I think I did like x to y and then I put another two dots and then it was like 4 in parentheses y to x. But when I looked at that equation, it made absolutely no sense. So can we just go from the top and walk me through the whole problem, please?
Absolutely. These word problems with ratios can be tricky to translate. Let me break it down step by step. First, let's translate the English into math.
Did you freeze?
No, I'm here. Let me finish writing this out for you. There. So the ratio of x to y is 4 times the ratio of y to x. Becomes x over y equals 4 times y over x. Does that setup make sense so far?
Yeah, I see exactly where I went wrong. So when I was doing this problem initially, instead of putting the dashes like x dash y, I was doing x dot dot, like the two dots to represent the ratio, and that just confused like it really confused me. This actually makes a lot more sense. I don't really know how we're gonna solve this, but it makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The colon notation can get confusing when you're trying to manipulate equations. Using fractions makes the algebra way clearer. Okay, so now we have this equation with fractions on both sides. What do you think we should do to get rid of the fractions and simplify?
Oh, it says you're loading. Are you loading?
No, I'm all set. I just wrote the equation we're working with, so we have x over y equals 4y over x. What should we do to eliminate these fractions? Any ideas?
Yes, whenever I see fractions like that, I just cross multiply. So I would get x squared equals 4y squared.
Perfect. Cross multiplying gives
Wait,
us x squared equals.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. The whiteboard is doing something weird. Can you erase it and start over? But don't start the whole thing over. Just start from the x squared equals 4y squared.
No worries. Cleared and starting fresh. So we have x squared equals 4y squared. What operation should we use to undo the squaring?
Oh, wait. If we just square root this whole thing, does it become x equals 2y?
Almost. That's one solution, but there's something tricky about square roots. When you take the square root of both sides, you actually get two possible answers. Let me show you. See the plus or minus symbol? So x could equal positive 2y, or x could equal negative 2y. Both work. Now, the question asks for y over x. Can you figure out what y over x would be for each of these cases?
So, uh, just the positive case, it would be y equals x divided by 2. So y over x would be x divided by 2 divided by 2y, right?
Let me show you a simpler way. If x equals 2y, let's just divide both sides by x to find y over x directly. Now, if 1 equals 2y over x, what does y over x equal?
Oh, I see, I see. Duh. We just have to make it look like y over x. Okay, so y over x equals 1 half.
Exactly! So that's one answer. Y over x equals 1 half. But remember, we also had the negative case, where x equals negative 2y. Can you figure out what y over x would be for that case?
Isn't it just negative 1 half?
Exactly. Let me show you why.
I can't believe, you know what's so funny about this? I actually was doing this with my student too. And I told her, I was like, oh, you just have to get the side to look like this. How can I teach it, but I don't do it on a test? That's so silly.
Haha. That's the classic teacher moment. Do as I say, not as I do. It happens to the best of us, especially under test pressure. Let me finish showing you the negative case. So y over x could be either 1/2 or negative 1/2. The answer would be something like plus or minus 1/2, or an answer choice that includes both possibilities. Does this all make sense now?
Yes, it does. You can close the whiteboard. I'll get the next one ready. I dropped a pillow. I gotta pick it up really quickly.
Perfect. All cleared. Take your time with that pillow. I'll be ready when you are.
he's, he's just like, take your time with that pillow. That's actually so funny. I just want to make sure like I'm on camera because the pillow. I actually need them so much because this bench is so uncomfortable. Okay, that's that one. No, I don't want to do this one. Oh, this one is gonna take so long. Okay. Because maybe it's going to take so long. Actually, it's just ratios again. This is making me realize that I really need to study ratios. Because I'm sure my students will have ratio problems soon. And if I'm not studying them, then you know what I mean? Like, how am I going to teach it to them if I'm... Oh, it's ready. Nice. That was actually really quick. I thought I'd have some more time to talk.
Hey Jin, welcome back. I see you've got a new problem here about screws. We have a ratio of slot screws to Phillips screws that's 11:4, and there are 320 Phillips screws in the bucket. What part of this would you like help with? Have you started working on it, or should we walk through it together from the beginning?
Hey Lumi. Yeah, I'm starting to realize after going through all this with you that I probably need to work on my ratios. So can we just start from the beginning? Because I got this one, I didn't even get close. The answer was not even close to what I put in.
Absolutely. Ratios are definitely a pattern I'm noticing. Good awareness. Let me pull up the whiteboard, and we'll build this from the ground up so it really clicks.
So here's what we know. When you see the
Oh
ratio
wait,
of slot screws to Phillips screws
wait,
is
wait,
11:4,
wait.
what does that actually mean? Like, what's the relationship between those two numbers?
Okay, so I've seen this issue before. So something happens where if Lumi doesn't pull up the whiteboard, it's because I think it's like a WebSocket thing again. So what I need to do is I need to just sign out actually. Which is a little concerning for me because I don't want students to have to always sign out and sign back in when they're working on problems with Lumi. So I need to find a way to make that better because I don't want... Oh, and I signed out, so I need to wait for the memories to be created. I don't want students to have to go through this where they have to keep signing out and back in. But it's something that I've noticed. Sometimes if Lumi doesn't open the whiteboard, it means that the WebSocket connection between Lumi and whatever service is being used isn't fully there. But it looks ready now. Let's see. It should work fine now.
Hey Jin, welcome back. I see you've uploaded a homework problem about screws and ratios. This looks like a nice ratio problem to work through together. What part are you finding tricky? Or would you like me to walk you through the whole thing step by step?
Yeah, can we just go through the whole thing step by step, please?
Perfect. Let me put the problem up on the whiteboard. So we have a ratio of 11:4, and we know there are 320 Phillips screws. When you see a ratio problem like this, what does that 11:4 ratio tell us about the relationship between these two types of screws?
Wait, sorry. There's a few things overlapping on the whiteboard where it says problems, and then I think the screws are right under it, so I actually can't see the ratio.
Oh, sorry about that. Let me clear it and space things out better. Can you see it now? So, we've got our ratio of 11 to 4, and we know there are 320 Phillips screws in the bucket.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah, so what that means is that we need to multiply 4 by something to get to 320. And then so I think that's like 84 if I'm not am I wrong? Wait, no, I am wrong.
No worries. You're on the right track with your thinking.
Oh no, I've run out of voice minutes? Wait, I can't run out of voice minutes? I own the platform. How did I run out of voice minutes? That's actually so funny. Okay, so I will take that as a sign from the universe that it's time for me to go to sleep. Uh, but if you're watching, if you're there, uh, I can't believe I ran out of voice minutes. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I need to buy the membership because 45 is not enough. I should just buy the 20. And does that mean I pay myself $20? How does that work if I own the platform, am I paying myself? Do I get taxed? Is that just me losing money? Huh. Anyway, obviously I'm not gonna pay for it now. I will figure out a way I can give myself infinite minutes for these streams. I can't believe I didn't think about that. I ran out of voice minutes midstream. That's kind of embarrassing. But thank you anyone who came by. As you can see, I need a lot of help with ratio problems. It seems to be my weakness. So in tomorrow's stream, I'm gonna finish up the last two problems, starting with this one. And then I'm going to have Lumi start teaching me all the math I need to know for the GREs. So I can be ready. I'm going to take the test in 20 days-ish, 20-ish days. So I should be ready by then. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. If tonight is any indication, I have a lot of studying to do before I get there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. If you did join, I don't know if anyone's here. There's no one talking in the chat, so I assume it's just me. I had a lot of fun. I actually was having so much fun that I forgot to think about the voice minutes that I'll probably run out really soon. Because I think I started this stream with less than 20 something ish minutes available, which I feel like that's not. I need to give people more minutes. The issue is that it costs me money every time. Like when you use Lumi, it actually costs me money, so I can't just have it be free forever. But obviously, I'll think about that if the platform ever grows and becomes anything. Uh, I'm monologuing now. Thank you everyone for stopping by. If you stopped by, if you see this on YouTube, if you're watching it, I shouldn't open this screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, stop by the stream. Maybe you can, if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat, and I'm more than happy to walk through any questions that that you might have for Lumi. Thank you so much, everyone. I will see you tomorrow in the stream, and if you're watching this on TikTok or on YouTube, I will see you in the next video that I post. Okay, bye everyone.